And we welcome you inside the Moore Fitness Center here in Columbia for AAC men's basketball. It's Columbia International playing host to the Johnson University Royals. Hello everyone, Cade Crenshaw with you on the CIU Sports Network. And for the Rams, they're going to be looking to avenge two straight losses to Truett McConnell and Reinhardt over the weekend, looking to right the ship with just 5 contests left in the regular season. Meanwhile, Johnson looks to pick up their 7th win of the season as they hold a 6-14 overall record. The Rams start out with the same 5 that they have in all 23 games coming into tonight. DeAnthony Heathcock, Bryce Causey, Skylar McKinney, Darian Oates, and Jalen Brinson. McKinney with the early rattle in. The Rams having a 2-0 lead. Meanwhile, across the way for Johnson, it's Elijah Mullenauer, Miles Long, Orion Mashburn, Calvin Quayle, and the reigning AAC Men's Basketball Player of the Week, Kobe Jones. McKinney trying to make it 2 made shots to start out the game. Jones is there for the rebound. At 25.6 points per game, Jones leads the AAC in that category, one of the most prolific scorers the conference has. Doesn't connect on his first attempt here tonight, but it'll stay Royals basketball with a fresh 20 on the shot clock. Jones loving those quick jumpers from the baseline to start out his first 2 points. Heathcock grabbing the offensive glass, and now second chance points up for grabs for Columbia International. But now we see a whistle off the ball. It's Jalen Brinson. Whistled for the illegal screen. That'll be his first personal foul and first team foul for CIU. Miles Long working up the floor against Brinson. Around the screen, lifting the straightaway 3 and knocking it down. Miles Long, a 42% shooter beyond the arc, gives Johnson an early 3-point lead. Tonight, the first contest between these two schools since 2014. With Johnson just being a first-year member of the AAC, the earlier season contest between these two at Johnson was forced to be postponed and later canceled due to COVID-19 protocols within the Royals program at the time. But dating back 2013-14 season, these two teams met twice, with the Rams easily winning both. Brinson trying to go over the top to find Heathcock, but Quayle thwarts those efforts. Here's Mullenauer on the drive. Causey snags it down. McKinney step back 3-pointer. You betcha. Skylar McKinney, an early 5 points for the senior. Make that junior, excuse me. CIU looking for their 14th win this season. Jones, the turnaround shot, jumper off the mark, trying to draw the contact, did not hear a whistle. Oates, fresh off a 30-point game in the loss to Reinhardt. His first shot today rattles out. Heathcock, though, gets credited for his second offensive rebound in the first half. Causey closes it out with the bucket. Mashburn trying to dump back into Mullenauer. We're going to see a pair of substitutions check in for Johnson as Quayle and Mullenauer step aside. Jacob McDonald on with Wesley Bohannon see their first game action. and the rim rocker for DeAnthony Heathcock, soaring through the air. Nice assist from Brinson. But Heathcock really just soared through two defenders to throw down that jam. And now an offensive foul whistled against Wesley Bohannon for the illegal screen. That'll be his first and Johnson's first team foul. 4 minutes gone by in the half. Columbia International at 1 point down by 4, yet strung together now a 7-0 run. Brinson just sprints right past McDonald in pursuit of the lay-in. McDonald stopped just inside the elbow. Bohannon trying to back down Heathcock. Hitting the deck, no whistles blow. Bohannon all goes off the window. Columbia International sinking each of their last 3 shots and 5 of their last 7. Looking to keep that offensive trend going. 15 on the shot clock for Brinson. Goes out to Causey in the corner. Rebound cleared out by Kobe Jones. Mashburn, pull-up jumper from the free throw line. Left it short. Causey, the crossover drive up and in. Bryce Causey out of High Point, North Carolina, now with an early 6 points. It'll be Rams basketball. Long lost his handle. And by the looks of it, Johnson believed that was off of Columbia International, so I didn't try to save the possession. Instead, results in the second turnover of the night. Fresh into the ball game is both Jalen Jeter and Christian Howard, and as Jeter knocking down the three-pointer just like that makes his presence known. The Rams now on a 14-2 run across the last 3 minutes. McDonald running jumper, pinballs out. Jeter calling for it again. This time not the same success. Jones three-pointer off the mark. Still sitting at just 2 points tonight as the conference's leading scorer. In the hands of the freshman Christian Howard. Kick out pass McKinney for 3 from the corner. Kisses every inch of the rim before falling through. 17-2 run for Columbia International, forces the Johnson timeout. 13-10 left in the first half. Rams up by 11. We're back in Columbia on the CIU Sports Network. A 17-2 run has pushed Columbia International in front of Johnson, leading 21-10 as we approach the 13-minute mark here in the first half. Out of that timeout, one substitution in the game for CIU as Thomas Woods now sees his first game minutes. 3 ball in the air missed, and Calvin Quayle back into action. Howard, nice post moves inside for the freshman, who's going to string together a very promising start of a career here at Columbia International. Expect to see his name on the AAC's all-freshman team at the end of the season. Meanwhile, Miles Long, a step-back jumper for a long two, up and through. Down inside to McKinney. Hook shot from the block for Skylar McKinney. Now into double digits, soars the junior out of Marion, North Carolina. McDonald trying to fake out Thomas Woods. Down low to Kobe Jones. Working through traffic. Doesn't see. Short range shot go. Oates, though, on the other end, able to connect. Fresh off of a 30-point performance in the loss to Reinhardt, Darian Oates with his first bucket here tonight. Long driving, drawing the contact. Will now head to the line. Jalen Jeter, whistle for his first, team's second. And Miles Long is nearly automatic at the free throw line this season, leading the AAC at 84%. And just as I say that, you caught the announcer's jinx. Long bricks the first. Howard to the sidelines, Heathcock stepping on the floor. Meanwhile, Johnson's leading scorer, Kobe Jones, is going to step away with Orion Mashburn returning to the floor. One additional substitution, Causey stepping in for Darian Oates. Meanwhile, Brinson returns as well for Skylar McKinney. 11:23 left in our opening half. For those just joining us, you missed a great women's game earlier on tonight. Columbia International in a come-from-behind victory that really saw them cruise in the second half, en route to an 85-47 win over Johnson. Jeter going to pull up for the long-range J. Just rims out. Long looked at the three, and then immediately Mullenhour's pass sailed past everyone. Jeter going to give it right back. Just the second turnover of the night for Columbia International, nearly midway through this first half. Mashburn's short range shot off the mark. Up and over the top to Heathcock, one power dribble, and he goes off the window. DeAnthony Heathcock pushes the lead now to 17 points for Columbia International. If Johnson's not careful, this one can get away quite quickly, causing the deflection back in the hands of Mullenhour. Up and under goes Elijah Mullenhour. The Rams, to this point, have played extremely well offensively, shooting 65% from the floor. Heathcock getting the contact and the basket. DeAnthony Heathcock a chance at a three-point play. Already 6 points and 3 rebounds for the talented big man. Skylar McKinney going to stand in for Jalen Jeter for Columbia International. Meanwhile, Kobe Jones turns to the floor for Johnson. Heathcock shooting 59% from the stripe this season. That pass sails nowhere. For the third time tonight, we see Johnson just make a mental mistake on a bad read. That time from Miles Long. McKinney just a foot inside the three-point arc. Going to knock down the long range two. Now 9 minutes left here in the first half. Columbia International up 34-15. Mashburn trapped at the post, gives way to Jones, trying to spin his way into a basket. And a second chance, he'll get it to roll in. Kobe Jones now with 4 points for Johnson. If the Royals want a chance at battling back, he has to find his offensive spark here very soon. Just 2 of 7 from the field. McKinney, a deep range three left short. Out of bounds on the corner, it'll be Johnson basketball. Jones going to work from the elbow. Brinson will clear it out. Woods lifting it from outside. Causey battling for the offensive rebound and putback. Bryce Causey now with a sneaky 8 points. One of his best games as of late. Had just 5 in the loss to Reinhardt. Inside to Heathcock. Up with the left hand, forces yet another Johnson timeout. Columbia International up 38-17. Under 8 to play in the half. We'll be back on the CIU Sports Network. Back here in first half action. Columbia International on top of Johnson, 38-17, 7:26 left before we reach halftime. For CIU, shooting 65% from the floor tonight, 17 makes to just 9 misses this evening. The Rams have really gotten out to a strong offensive start, but looked like out of the timeout, Johnson may have figured something out. Miles Long going up with the right hand. International sinking 5 of their last 7 from the field. Inside to Oates. Short range turnaround, not there. Tipped and stolen by Oates. On the other end, McKinney. Swing pass back over to Oates from three-point land. Just pinballing out. Three ball off the mark from Quayle. And the Rams look to hit past the 40 mark. With still 6 minutes left in the first half. Brinson from the straightaway, you betcha. Jalen Brinson now at 5 points with his first make beyond the arc. Pushes the lead now to 22. Heathcock going to come away with a steal. And Brinson going to slow down this offense. Mashburn, following the steal, goes on the other end for the slam. .445 left here in the first half. Following the make by McKinney, he's now at a game-high 14 points. Long knockdown on a three-point attempt, so he'll get an extended stay at the free throw line. Jalen Brinson going to pick up his second. Team's third. Long at the line, 1 for 2 here tonight. Long, a native of Lawrenceville, Georgia. He's found double figures in 9 straight games. And tonight you can make it 10. So he's Johnson's leading scorer with 12. Two for 3 on that trip from the free throw line for Miles Long. The 4.5-minute mark here in the first half. The Rams lead by 20. Down low, Christian Howard up and one. Christian Howard, the freshman out of Medina, Ohio, with the top field goal percentage in the AAC, sinking almost 73% of his shots. Here tonight, he's 2 for 2, 4 points, looking for number 5. A lane violation whistled against Calvin Quayle of Johnson. We'll see one more here from Howard. One fresh face on the floor for Johnson as we see freshman Jonah House at 6'6", check in for the first time tonight. Jay from the elbow, good for Jones. Howard from inside the circle. And yet another chance at a three-point play. Christian Howard already at 7 points. The Rams have hit each of their last 4 shots. Skylar McKinney stepping aside. Thomas Woods back on the floor for CIU. Howard completes the three-point play. Push the lead to 24. 3:47 left in the half. If you look at how your team wants to finish down the stretches with momentum and on a good note. The Rams, after tonight, having 4 more regular season games, but a big win like this, at least what it looks like they're well on their way to, is a huge momentum booster across the final home stretch of the season, if you will. If you can get a big win tonight, that kind of snaps a cold streak where the Rams have lost 3 of their last 4 in the AAC, with a lone win coming against Kentucky Christian. It will also be their first win in the month of February as well. Howard down low on the baseline. 10 to shoot for CIU. Now 5 on the shot clock. Inside Thomas Woods. Layup off the mark. Prior to that miss, the Rams have each of their last 5 shots. But you look at what a win like this can do to kind of propel that momentum, especially into Thursday's matchup against Tennessee Wesleyan, a game that we expect to be highly competitive. These 2 teams in Tennessee Wesleyan and CIU, very mirroring images of each other in terms of how they play, with speedy guards and really athletic big men on the interior. Tennessee Wesleyan at 15-8 on the regular season. CIU 2 games back in the standings. Oates the drive and lay in. Now with 2 minutes left before we hit the locker rooms. 53 points and counting here in the first half. Shooting 66% from the field. The Rams have come out tonight on fire offensively. Long gonna go up and grab the offensive glass. Meanwhile, Jones misses on his 3-point attempt. Expecting the second half to see a much slower paced Rams offense. Jeter, the straightaway 3, you betcha. Jalen Jeter now at 8 points as well. The Rams have really had a pretty balanced scoring attack here tonight. McKinney, their leading scorer at 14 points, but 4 guys with 8. It's Bryce Causey, DeAnthony Heathcock, Christian Howard, as well as Jalen Jeter. Jump ball will be awarded to CIU. As House exits, we see Mullenauer return. Meanwhile, Brinson steps aside with Causey back on the floor. In addition to those scores, Brinson exits the game with 5. Darian Oates has 5 as well. McKinney returns to the lineup. Thomas Woods going to finish out this first half on the sidelines. 58 seconds left. And the Rams up by 27. Jones, powerful spin move inside. Howard going up to grab the rebound. His second of the night. Jeter's jumper just rims out. We've got about a 10-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Mashburn deflected by Causey. Shot clock's been turned off. We've got 25 seconds left to play in the first half. Darian Oates going to hold for that last shot. The Rams have hit 7 of their last 9. Can they cap it off with one more? 10 seconds to shoot. Inside to Causey. Now 6. He's fouled inside the paint. Orion Mashburn whistled for the foul. That's his second. It's Causey at the stripe with 5.4 seconds left. 54% shooter from the line this season. First one up and good. The rebound falls off the fingertips of Calvin Quayle, and with 3.8 seconds left, Columbia International is going to have the last possession. McKinney going to get in a quick to Causey, up and off the window. And that will be the end of the first half. Columbia International sinks 8 of their last 10 shots to take a 30-point lead into halftime. We'll be back with you in 15 minutes from inside the Moore Fitness Center on the CIU Sports Network. And here courtside now with Rams head coach Tony Stopman. Coach, a great offensive half for your group. You take a 30-point lead into the break, shoot 65% from the floor. What seemed to be working for your group in the first 20?
Yeah, looking at it here, we got 11 assists. Just sharing the ball, that's what we talk about, make the right play. Getting out in transition has been good for us, but finding the open man, shooting in rhythm, obviously that leads to 11 assists. Jalen has 6, that's awesome. That's what we want to see, but that leads to a high percentage when you shoot open and easy shots, and us getting out and break is helping us do that.
Your group playing really unselfish basketball. Of the 8 guys you played there in the half, 7 have at least 5 points. You hope to see a lot of that in the second half. Of course, you got a big lead. Don't want to get too cocky down the stretch, but get more guys involved as well.
Yeah, we just got to keep playing the same way. Whoever goes out there, they need to play the same way. Share the ball, move the ball, get each other shots. Just play good basketball. That's what we're looking for. We get to forcing and being lazy on defense, and like you said, then anything can happen. We win by 30, they can come back. So we'll see how it goes. We got to have a good first 5 minutes, set the tone, continue to play the way we're playing.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
That takes us into halftime with Columbia International leading Johnson 59 to 29. 30-point lead into the break takes us into halftime. We'll be back with you for more second half coverage on the CIU Sports Network. And we're back for second half action here in Columbia. Across the final 20 minutes, we'll see if Columbia National can only maintain that 30-point lead, but can they continue much of the same offensive successes they found in the first half to allow it to grow even larger? As a team, shooting 65% from the field. Brinson initially not there. Second chance is. Jalen Brinson now at 7 points to go along with 6 assists. That's great as a team starting point guard when you can rack up 6 assists in a night. On the season, Brinson's averages right at 5 a game. McKinney grabbing the offensive rebound. And for the second straight possession, the Rams connect on second chance points. Darian Oates. Now it's 7 points. You look at how the Rams had an extremely well-balanced offensive attack in that first half. Of the 8 Rams who saw game action, 7 of them have scored at least 7 points. Kobe Jones trying to spin in some contact. No whistles blow. Possession, though, able to be saved. He now has on the post with 5 to shoot. Intercepted by Heathcock over the middle. Brinson's three-pointer wide left. Nearly 2 minutes in the second half. Rams lead by 32. Long drives in strong with the left hand. Look at the bright spot for Johnson. Well, so far it's been Miles Long. 19 points in 22 minutes for the junior out of Lawrenceville, Georgia. Heathcock on the interior, trying to back down his defender as he lays it up and in. Anthony Heathcock continues his strong sophomore season, now 10 points to go along with 4 rebounds tonight. Mullenauer catches Heathcock on the defensive end from the right side. A senior out of Lindendale, Texas, scores Johnson's 34th and 35th points of the night, but meanwhile McKinney knocks down a trifecta. Oates with the assist. Mullenauer now from the straightaway, trying to trade out threes, not able to do it. Long poking out from behind from Oates. It'll stay Rams basketball. 1 substitution coming into the ball game for Johnson. You see Mullenauer exit and Jacob McDonald in his first minutes of the second half. Miles Long going to pick up the contact foul. That's just his first, the team's first as well in the second half. Long poking away the pass intended for McKinney. We'll have 15 on the shot clock for Rams basketball. 2 talented freshmen now stepping on the floor as Heathcock can cause the exit. You see Christian Howard, who had 8 first half points, as did Jalen Jeter, enter the game. Howard's pass sails over the bench area, well off target. Those kind of passes, well, you just have to sort of laugh it off. 16 minutes left here in the half. Rams up 68-35. Open on the back door was Calvin Quayle as he gets his first bucket tonight. McKinney with the game-high 17. Fouled on his drive by Mashburn. That'll be his third. McKinney going to step to the line. First shot from McKinney up and good. Shooting 75% from the line this season, 10th best in the conference. Now 3 of 3 here tonight. Long, gonna have to dump it off, finds Quayle. Jones nearly loses his handle. Lifts a jumper in the air. It takes a few bounces and rolls before finally falling through. The deficit, though, still sits at 31. McDonald, the mid-range jumper, left short. Long, though, going to corral the rebound. Back out to McDonald for 3 this time. And it rattles in. Johnson going to take a timeout. 14:37 left in regulation. CIU up 70-42. We come back on the CIU Sports Network. Under 15 minutes left in regulation tonight. Columbia International on top of Johnson, 70-42. But here as of late, CIU has not found any made shots. Looking for their first made basket in almost 3 minutes. It's Jeter, Oates, McKinney, Woods, and Howard. The 5 Rams on the floor coming out of the Royals timeout. Meanwhile for Johnson, it's Long, Quayle, McDonald, Jones, and Mashburn out on the floor. Outlet to Jeter for 3. Howard climbs the ladder for the offensive rebound, reaches over Long in the process. Christian Howard going to pick up personal foul number 1 tonight. First team foul as well. Now into the hands of Corey Jones, trying to weave his way through traffic. Stopped along the post. Pass back over to Long, nearly taken away by Jeter. Quayle from the corner. McKinney going to grab the rebound, now with 6 tonight. Inside to Howard. Second chance points in there. Christian Howard out of Medina, Ohio, now in double figures with 10 points. Quayle going to drive hard with the right hand and lay it in. 13 minutes left here tonight. Columbia International still sitting comfortably up 72-44, but one thing we talked with Rams head coach Tony Stottman at halftime, one thing he doesn't want to see is his defense let up at all. Don't play lackadaisical down the stretch and give up easy buckets. Now we have an off-the-ball whistle against Corey Jones. That'll be his first, team's third. One quick substitution for Johnson. It's Mullenauer back in for Quayle. 20 on the shot clock for CIU. It's in the hands of Jeter. Howard looking to back down Jones. Turnaround shot up and good. Christian Howard. Just one missed shot tonight. He's 5 of 6 from the field. Rams tonight led by Skylar McKinney. 19 points, go along with Bryce Causey's 11. You've also got Howard at 12, Jeter with 8. Meanwhile, Thomas Woods on the floor now. He's the lone Ram tonight who has seen game action and not registered a point yet. McKinney not there, grabbing the offensive board. He's fouled on the putback. 11:49 left in the second half. Mullen now whistle for his first, team's fourth. McKinney stepping to the line. He's 2 of 2 tonight. With that, 20 points in the books for Skylar McKinney. Wesley Bohannon on the floor now for Johnson, in for McDonald. Meanwhile, DeAnthony Heathcock now checked in for Howard. After 2 made free throws and 21 points, Skylar McKinney going to step aside with Jalen Brinson checking back into the ball game. 7 points and 6 assists tonight for Brinson. A great stat line for the junior point guard. Mashburn, the long-range jumper. International, though, still cruising with a 30-point lead. They find Jeter, 8 on the shot clock. Over to Thomas Woods from the right side. You betcha. Thomas Woods with the lay-in. His first points tonight. Now all the Rams who have seen game action tonight have points in the scorebook. Long drawing the double team. Inside to Jones from the post. Too strong. Bohannon the rebound. Kicks out to Long. Straightaway 3, too strong. Brinson there to snag it. He's fouled in transition. Ryan Mashburn picking up foul number 3. The 5th team foul, 2 away from the bonus. Woods the turnaround J. Back-to-back possessions with points for Thomas Woods, who now has 5 tonight. Mashburn's pass going to hit the 4th row of bleachers, well over the head of Corey Jones, with 10:01 left. Brinson trying to work up the left side. Jeter from the right side, rattling out. Causey, though, grabbing the board, trying for the putback. Long, going to pick up his second personal. Causey's first free throw off the mark. Woods heading to the sidelines for the first time tonight. We see Ramiro Aralaga check into the ball game, the junior from Uruguay. A 6-0 Rams run has it 82-46. Now some defensive pressure starting to be applied from head coach Tony Sutton, maybe testing out a new defensive scheme for his group. Jones able to knock down the bucket, but I mean, listen, when you have this strong of a considerable lead, why not? You're up by considerable margin, 82-48. Test out some new things, see what works, test out different lineups even. See if something can click across the final few games of the regular season. For conference tournament time. Aralaga with 2 to shoot. Finds its way in the back of the net. Ramiro Aralaga with a 3-pointer. The Rams now hit 5 of their last 7. Under 9 minutes to play. Jones trying to spin his way inside. Out to Bohannon for a big man 3. And Wesley Bohannon, who was just 1 for 12 beyond the arc coming into tonight, hits his first attempt here in Columbia. Brinson up inside to Heathcock. Trying to turn around on Bohannon. Shot left short. Bohannon now looking to drive on Heathcock. Shot well off the mark, but off the rebound. We're going to see Miles Long whistled for the personal foul offensively. This will be his 3rd of the night after pushing off on Brinson. Jones to the sidelines, along with Mullenauer for Johnson. Meanwhile, Heathcock steps out for CIU. First time tonight we see Thomas Wokowiski, the freshman from Argentina. Meanwhile, for Johnson, we see the return of both McDonald and Quayle. 17 foul puts CIU in the bonus. Brunson at the line for a 1-1 opportunity. He'll knock down the first. Pair of subs checking into the ball game. First, it's Darian Oates coming off the bench. And also for the first time tonight, we see Reed Warga, true freshman out of Piedmont, South Carolina, and Wren High School. Three ball too strong. Put back not there for McDonald. Oates now from the right side. 3 ball up and through. Darian Oates with a trifecta now in double digits with 10. Warga seeing just his 2nd game action of the season. Played 5 minutes in the win over St. Andrews back on January the 13th. Oates gonna snag the rebound, his 4th tonight. Aralaga, the pull-up 3-pointer, you betcha. Ramiro Aralaga brings the Rams within 7 of the century mark with 6:50 to play. Timeout, Johnson. 6:40 left here tonight. The Rams up by 40. We'll be back with you in moments on the CIU Sports Network. Back inside the Moore Fitness Center. 6:40 left here tonight. The Rams up by 40 ahead of Johnson here in AAC play tonight. Well on their way to a big-time victory. It'll be their 14th on the regular season. And go 4 games above 500. 93-53 our score. And now we see an offensive foul whistle against Wokowiski, an illegal screen. That'll be his first, team's second. For Johnson at this point, you just want to piece together a respectable finish. I mean, obviously a comeback at this point would be one for the absolute ages and history books that many would tell their grandchildren about, but you want to have a respectable finish down the stretch, and it's, you know, they haven't played extremely poorly tonight. They've shot 44% from the field and grabbed 23 boards, including 8 offensively. Well, Wokowiski rejected there by Bohannon. Well, the biggest difference maker here tonight, outside of the Rams shooting 61% from the field, is making 11 three-pointers. Mashburn fouled hard on the drive by Warga. That'll be his first. Team's third. Mashburn out of Maryville, Tennessee. Leaves the first one short. Quick pair of check-ins for the Rams. First, Jalen Jeter returns to the floor. Meanwhile, as well, also checking in will be Landon Steele, 5'10" freshman guard from right here in Lexington, River Bluff High School. Steele's this season not seeing too many game minutes. Played a total of 3 minutes in the win at St. Andrews back on January the 13th. Wokowiski's inside shot off the mark. Rams just 7 points away from hitting 100 tonight. They would hit that mark for the second time this season, back in that January the 13th win at St. Andrews, finishing with a 108-79 victory. We have a double foul call, not something you always typically see. First, it's Corey Jones picking up the personal. That's his second. And you also see Ramiro Aralaga whistled for the foul. That's just his first for CIU. Both guys getting a little pushy here late. Wokowiski inside on Bohannon and inside for the bucket. 4.5 to play. Quayle lifting a three-pointer in the air. Rebound snagged by Landon Steeles. Steeles' mid-range jumper off the mark would have been his first points of the season. Jones trying to drive, gives way to McDonald. Now Bohannon for the big man three. Had made just one from outside this season. Here tonight, 2 swishes from the perimeter for Wesley Bohannon. Aralaga from the left side. Ramiro Aralaga. A big three-pointer now with 9 points for the Uruguay native. Now Johnson just calling a quick timeout for substitution changes. into the ball game for Johnson as Jones, Bohannon, and Mashburn exit. Mashburn's jersey is ripped down the chest. That'll have to be sewn up once they get back to Tennessee. He exits the game. Meanwhile, now onto the floor. The first time tonight we see Caden Bland, the sophomore out of Knoxville, Tennessee, as Long lays it in. Among other substitutions, Jonah House, freshman, back onto the floor. Meanwhile, Calvin Quayle returns to action. Aralaga from three-point land takes them past the century mark. 101-60, the Rams up by 51 with 2.5 to play. Aralaga tonight 4 of 4 from the field with 12 points. McDonald fouled on his attack at the basket by Steele. That's his first. Team's fifth. Pair of subs checking into the ball game for the Rams. First is Jonathan Barnett, freshman of Stoneville, North Carolina. Has only seen 2 minutes of game action this season. He checks in for Jeter and immediately commits a foul against Long, who gets an and one. Also checking into the ball game out of Serbia, it's Vladan Malaruzic, who's totaled 3 minutes across 2 games this season. Long at the line, 25 points tonight. Make it 26 as he completes the three-point play. Rams looking for their largest point total since January the 13th. They took down St. Andrews 108-79. Aralaga, his first miss this evening. Deflected by Warga. Barnett now working in transition, trying to drive into the basket, loses his handle, out of bounds, and it'll be Johnson basketball. One final substitution in for the Rams as they clear the bench. Aralaga exits, and in stands Sehu Bergen, a freshman out of Laurel, Maryland. House lifting a deep three-pointer short. Bergen going to grab the rebound. Steals to work up the right side of the floor with 1:25 left. Barnett at the top of the key. The Rams have 10 to shoot. Barnett going to pull up for a three-pointer. Warga grabbing the rebound and put back. Reed Warga, his first points this season, come at a big moment. Now 103-63, the lead back to 40. McDonald fouled up and one. Foul whistled against Steele, his first. McDonald at the line for one. "20 seconds separate the shot clock from our game clock as we close out the final few moments of this one tonight. For Johnson with a loss, they're going to fall to 6-15 on the season, 4-13 in the conference. Coming up next on their schedule this Thursday night, they'll play host to Bryan with a 7:30 tip-off in Tennessee. Meanwhile, for CIU, picking up their 14th win of the season, moved to 14-10 overall, and 10-9 in the conference, back to a winning record after dropping 2 straight. Coming up next, we're back here on Thursday night for both men's and women's action as CIU takes on Tennessee Wesleyan, with women beginning at 5:30. The men at the conclusion approximately with a 7:30 p.m. tip-off time. That closes us out here with a huge Rams win as they take down Johnson, 103-66, your final score. We'll take a short break and be back with you post-game as we'll speak with Rams head coach Tony Stoutman on his team's big win this evening, led by Skylar McKinney's 21 points and 7 rebounds. Take a short break and be back with you when we return inside the Moore Fitness Center on the CIU Sports Network. Now to here courtside with Rams head coach Tony Stoutman. Coach, first off, congrats on the big win, 103-66. Always special when you can pass the century mark, but you had 6 guys in double figures tonight, a very well-balanced attack from your group.
Yeah, I mean, that's what we want to see. That's what we've been. When we're good and we win games, it's usually when we're spread out and we got good balance and have multiple people in double figures, and tonight was no different than that. So, I mean, you would expect to have success when we do that.
One of the things you guys struggle with, I know in the loss to Reinhardt, was only having one guy in double figures with Darian, but tonight you have that well-balanced attack and you shoot 60%. How good was it, just from a coaching side, seeing your team respond so well offensively?
Yeah, I mean, like the 20 assists, it just comes to that. When we can put the defense in rotation, and then you got to make shots too. I mean, we shot the ball well, shooting 59% for the game. I mean, that comes into it. We got to get some paint touches, some easy buckets, get to the free throw line. We shot well from the free throw line. It just comes down to making shots. It's always good to play at home. That helps a little bit, but guys are playing the way that we wanted to play tonight, and that's a good start for finishing the season.
Back above 500 now, 10-9 in the conference across the last couple games. You got Tennessee Wesleyan coming in here on Thursday. How big of a confidence booster is that?
Yeah, this is a big win for us. We needed this, and hopefully it leads into our game on Thursday. They beat us by 1 there, so hopefully, a little bit get back, have some pride in our guys, and come out and we play a good game.
Congrats on the win. Go enjoy it.
Thank you.
That takes us into the conclusion of our coverage tonight as the Rams lock up a big 103-66 victory on top of Johnson. We'll be back with you on Thursday night when the Rams play host to Tennessee Wesleyan, beginning with women's action at 5:30 p.m. Until then, from all of us here on the CIU Sports Network, my name's Kay Crenshaw. Thank you for tuning in. Have a great night, and as always, remember to smile.